Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the OSP podcast. We'll be talking about invisible students.
Invisible students are students that are non-traditional students and are underrepresented in a higher education setting.
That's right. So we'll be talking with our two very special guests, Alikra Brown, who is a mother, and Miguel Vargas, who is a transfer and international student. Alikra, we'll start with you.
Well, I'm a recent graduate of NJCU 2026. I got my degrees. I got a dual degree in sociology, so a BA in sociology and BSW in social work. I'm a mother of two. I have an 18-year-old daughter and I have a 9-year-old daughter. And my birthday just passed last
Happy
week.
birthday!
Thank you.
So
That's my life.
So how was it like managing both being a mother of two beautiful daughters and managing your student life when you were doing your undergrad?
Especially being like a dual major. How was that experience?
It was rough. I'm not gonna lie and say it was peaches because it wasn't. I want to say my junior year was very hard for me. My mom passed on Christmas 2023, so mentally I wasn't present. But somehow I continued to do well in school. I continued to stay on the dean's list, so that was great. With my children, they're awesome. They keep me grounded and they keep me focused, so it wasn't really too hard to do it. For me, it was just like doing doctor's appointments or school appointments and things like that. So it wasn't really hard for me to do it. And it wasn't easy, but I kept going, kept doing what I needed to do.
Very proud of you for doing that. So, and tell us about you, Miguel.
Right. So, well, I'm an international student, so like I came here literally last semester, and I also transferred my credits. It's certainly been an adventure traveling to a new country, but like you get to stay there for longer, so you get to like actually know how living there it's like. Yeah, there were definitely a lot of hardships, like just adapting to the culture here. Like there's a lot of culture shock that comes with doing that. Here, I feel like everything is a little bit more individualistic, and like where I'm from Peru, that's in South America. There, the culture is a little bit more collective. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like everyone is always looking out for each other, and like I literally had a family like gathering every 2 weeks or so. So like right now coming here, like I got to live by myself and completely independently. Like I had barely anybody. I didn't know anyone, so like that definitely was a little bit hard dealing with that loneliness. But I don't want to like only talk about the things that were hard. I also want to talk about the things that were like good about the experience overall. Like I feel like now I got to know so much more about like the culture here and like how it basically opened my eyes to like a completely new perspective on like how my career and like the world works in general.
What has helped you stay motivated when things get difficult?
To stay motivated, my children are a big reason that I'm motivated. I want them to see their mom do the best that she can do, because I want them to know that there's nothing that they can't do. My siblings, they've been super supportive throughout this whole process. And my mom, she was like my main supporter. She was always like speaking life into me and helping me. So I know like now I'm big on praying, pray a lot. I believe in the spirit realm heavily, so I know that my angels and ancestors are always with me and guiding me.
So you guys talked about how you felt supported at home with family, and I would like to ask, like, what attracted you to NJCU, and how have you felt supported within this university and also represented within this university?
What attracted me here the most when I was applying online was mostly like kind of openly work with international students. Like I've seen some universities that like they do have the department, but like they don't really support it that well, or like it's hard to like get in contact with them, or like they kind of make it difficult for you as an international student to like get here. But like here at NJCU, like literally they reply to every email, or like they make sure their students like know exactly what they're getting into, or like they even send you emails like when I was coming here, like instructions on what to do in the airport and kind of things like that you wouldn't usually think of doing, but like for us it's very helpful because come here literally knowing nothing. And that's kind of how I felt when I was applying online, because like I only get to see the information online, but I don't actually know how it is here. And that's kind of one of the lessons I learned throughout this whole journey. Like, a lot of things are different than what I thought they were.
So for me, I was a transfer student as well. I started at a different college. It was online. I actually prefer this one more. I like this one because in-person classes mattered a lot to me. I like to have hands-on learning, especially at my age. I'm 43, so like when I was younger, I wasn't I didn't have it. I wasn't into the learning like I am now. I think now I have more of a capacity and an interest to learn and to explore new things. So that was great. As well as my therapist recommended this to me. She used to go here as well. And when we were talking, she was like, oh, I think this would be a good school for you because, you know, it's in the area and I think that you would like it. She was like, they are very good and they cater to Black and brown students a lot. So I said, okay. I wanted to feel included. I didn't want to feel like an outcast. And I didn't want to feel like I was the only old person in the class. Most students didn't even know I was my age, so that was good. It was to my advantage. So I really enjoyed that. But the fact, the learning, the professors here are amazing. They've helped me significantly in each and every step of my journey. So I'm very grateful to even be here. The counselors.
I can relate to what both of you are saying with Miguel and finding community. I think a good way that you can find community with other international students is possibly joining a club or starting a club of your own. I think an international club would be pretty cool.
That would be very cool. With
I think
all
so many
international
people
students.
would be interested in joining that, so maybe you can look into that. And of course, for the transportation, there's commuter vouchers that you can receive, and you could receive like a discount, I think up to like 30% for like NJ Transit if you use NJ Transit. But also for Aliqua, I'm also an older student myself. I just graduated. I'm 30. So like when I came back in 2024, I also had the same feeling like, am I too old? Am I going to be the oldest person in the class? And sometimes I was, you know. But in JCU, this place is just such a welcoming environment. I've never felt like an outsider. So I'm happy that you said something about that.
It's like for me too, I have a teenager, so I'm trying to stay hip for her. I want to be able to relate to her. So like she helps me a lot, like when it's like new lingo and stuff like that. Like
Gen Z keeps you
yes, keeps me young, keeps me on my toes. So I'm really grateful for that. But I also learned from my classmates. I learned a lot from like what they experience, how they learn, what they were going through. So it would be beneficial on both parts. To be older, I would literally be the oldest person in the class, but it would be beneficial to hear from the younger students too, because it helps me understand like how to move in the world, like how, you know, it would help me now in my career as a social worker, how to speak to them, how to get on their level and, you know, relate to them. So it was a great experience. I wouldn't trade this experience for anything.
What is an accomplishment during your time in college that you're especially proud of?
This is personal, but I'll tell you, I was in a relationship and it wasn't healthy. I was in a domestic violence relationship. So last year I made the decision to leave with my children, and it was like literally the best decision I could have made. Like so many doors have opened, so many opportunities. It's an accomplishment because I never saw a way out of it at the beginning. But I literally journaled every day. I scripted what I wanted to happen in my life. I spoke as if it were already happening. And I'm actually here now to say everything I wrote about is happening or has happened in my life. It's huge because you don't hear about stories like that, especially people don't talk about it. People are ashamed, but I'm not ashamed of anything I've gone through or what I went through to get to where I am.
Right.
I'm very grateful. Again, I have supportive family. I have supportive people in my life who have been incredible on this journey with me.
From where I'm from, a lot of people would see just going to study like internationally as that itself being a big accomplishment. Just the fact that ever since I got here, I've started to progress on my education journey so much, and like I feel like that has a very personal value to me.
Nice. I think it's really interesting that both of you touched on independence, but like in a different way. Like, you know, you talked about, Alikwa, you talked about, you know, gaining like independence from that relationship, and now like you're a graduate, and you talked about like how now you are more proactive in your daily life and you don't have like that much of a support system here, so like you have to kind of like that internal drive has to like, you know, come from you, and that sounds like independence to me. So I think that's really cool that it seems like this university helped foster those things. So what challenges have you faced here at the university, and from reflecting on those challenges, what advice or words of wisdom can you give to current students?
Well, I can just say that I already said basically every challenge that I probably faced. Like, I'm an international student, I'm a commuter, I'm a transfer student, which like it's itself was a challenge to like transfer my credits and like get most of them approved. Thankfully, NGCU allowed me to do it at the end, but it was still a challenge. Then also, I'm also a Latino student. I could just name a lot of things, but in the end, I feel like the one thing I would really say to anyone that's like currently struggling and like facing a difficulty in like their education right now is that they should trust themselves. Like, they have so much more potential than what they see. You can do a lot of things, and you are not gonna find out until you go out and there and try it. Like, it's just a really long journey, but you will get there. And yeah, that's what I would say.
I think the challenges for me would be the time management of getting the work done.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Because there's times that you're like, I want to do this.
It's like, I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do this.
Literally, when I got like from doing my 3-hour commute back home, and I was
Yeah,
like,
I want to do this.
You're just like, why do I have to do this? every
Yeah.
day?
Or like there would be times one of my daughters would be under the weather, or myself. So it'd be like, okay, I still have to do what I need to do. I would still have to stay on top of my assignments.
Right.
I would still have to stay motivated and still be like, okay, this has to be done. I think another challenge for me was like the advisors. Yeah, I believe that they can be better.
They could be better.
There's room for improvement. Overall, I think it's just like managing your time, setting goals, and knowing that you're able to achieve them. I used to always say this one affirmation: I'm watching everything work out for me, and I'm watching it be better than I thought. You're actively seeing what you want to come to pass happen because you're speaking it as if it's already happened.
I would like to say also thank you for coming on the podcast today, and good luck. Good luck on you with your endeavors after graduating. I know this is a exciting time for you. There's just nothing but possibility ahead for you. And good luck to you on your junior year. I hope that you have the opportunity to connect with more students. I hope you have the opportunity to finish strong in this university and go on to do great things.
I'll get through it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,